That working? Okay. Hey guys, I am T.S.AAV, and this is just a short webcam vlog, very unprofessional. Anyways, so as soon as Yukis's Neverland came out, I really wanted to make a sort of mini review, and I think I'm getting major feedback in my microphone. Alright, is that okay? Alright, anyways, so ignore any feedback that you might hear. So, about the video. First off, it's very, very pretty. Blue is one of my favorite colors. And the video, in my opinion, is much more improved. This follows one of their quote-unquote manly videos, but it doesn't fall into the absolutely horrific macho failure manliness that their other videos had, like Vinguel, Man Man Honey, and Shut Up. Those were pretty awful. There was just something completely wrong with it. This one, it's very nice and classy and still managed to put on an extremely hot feel. So, about the rest of the video, let's see. So originally I had no idea what it meant, and when I looked up the lyrics, it suddenly made sense with the whole Neverland references. They're referencing Peter Pan's Neverland, which is a kind of fairy tale. I mean, yeah, I guess you could base it off Disney's Neverland as well. But anyways, it's a fairy tale land, it's a fantasy area. It's Underland. Anyways, so they're referencing it by saying like, oh, let's stay forever young, and then the auto-tune fly. But adding on to the fantasy fairyland idea is the whole money, love, fashion, fame thing, because it's an idealistic world, blah, blah, blah. And of course, what does all that have to do with the set and the clothing, though? See, they're wearing lots of bling, you know, all the bling, shiny necklaces and stuff like that. And there's the crystal encrusted DJ stand. That's pretty nice. And that has to do with the money and fashion thing because it's like very fancy and rich and stuff. And then about the whole fantasy thing, there's also a heavy load of quote-unquote magic. You know why? It's snowing and they're sleeveless. By default, when you're sleeveless, that's reserved for when you're very warm. If you're in the snow, it's a very bad idea to be sleeveless. But hey, what do you know? They're there. But it's a Neverland, it's fantasy, etc. So there's something magical or surreal going on inside the scenery. And let's see, what else I want to make. I want to say. And okay, there's a very interesting color scheme. It's predominantly blue and red. And after watching it a couple of times, I realized what it symbolized was blue meaning ice, red meaning fire, or orange is more orange. And I know this probably sounds sick and lame and stuff, but it implies that Yukis's quote-unquote hotness melted all the frozen ice in, just melted the place because, well, it begins orange, it begins blue, snowy, and then especially towards the middle, and especially after Soohyun's long note, when the entire screen turns an orangish hue, they've pretty much melted it. And also the Yukis sign. I mean, they kind of cheated it, but if you look at the bottom half of the ice cube sign, one half is blue, one half is red, and when they twist the camera, it's if you actually freeze the frame, it's only half and half, but the way the camera is twisting it makes it look like the orange side is going over to the left, and at the same time making the Yukis letters melt. I'm pretty sure that means something. And oh, this is funny, or this is rather interesting. Adding on to that, like getting from the hot to the cold thing, from the cold to the hot thing, is the fact that they're beginning and dancing in this barn house warehouse thing. I'm not really sure what it is, but over if you look at to the left, right, left, there's a staircase that has orange light flowing in. That also happens to be ladder, not staircase. That also happens to be the ladder that Dongho is rapping in. And then during that part, it's the whole Binguel scene again, with they're all like frozen and shirtless inside like some white waiting room. And this time it's an orange. It's a staircase right on there. Upstairs, I'm assuming is probably that orangish snowy landscape. That's kind of interesting. Or maybe I'm just reading it into too much. So, what else? I think, long story short, this is a huge improvement compared to what they've done before. I want to talk about, what else do I want to talk about? Kevin's hair, most of their hair looks nice, most of their makeup looks nice. Eli's makeup makes him look like he's a vampire again. I don't really like that. Oh, and Kevin pulls off every single hairstyle that Kevin has done before beats Key's hairstyles that are the same. Like, seriously, if you look at this one, it's the same thing as Key's Juliet, both Juliets, in fact. Of course, the other thing is the fact that they have a different facial shape, and that's part of the reason why. Do you guys have any input? Tell me in the comments below. Anything else that you noticed that was interesting? I'll have to say the biggest flaw with the video, though, is the fact that all there really is just them dancing and just them singing. Nothing else, except for that little clip of the DJ in the beginning. There is nothing else. There are no solo staring shots, aside from the Binguel looking scene when they're all on the ladder. But otherwise, every single shot is either a dance or a solo singing shot. And unfortunately, that is kind of bad because it makes it look like they just took some dance track in the rest of the album and turned it into a music video. And unfortunately, I have a feeling that means that if someone watches it too many times, they're going to get bored because there's nothing else to notice. So I think you should have been a little more careful with that, but who knows? Some people might be really fangirly over it and they'll like it anyways. So yeah, I hope we don't end up watching it too much and get bored of just staring at them singing. And it's the same kind of flaw that like those American music videos have, where they're just in a performance. It's not the actual video so much as a recording of them singing, which doesn't look all that great. Hence why I like music videos that have a storyline in them better. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I hope you enjoyed. Leave other comments or things that you noticed about the video, etc. Okay, so that's it.